Go ahead.
Freedom Friday. What's going on, Jahbari?
What's going on? Freedom Friday. Daniel Jahbari is here. Man, I love Freedom Fridays. Be, and here's why. Because I remember just painting that picture in the minds of like myself, like I want Fridays to be days that I don't dread. Because most people dread Fridays, right? Like they get
Yep.
paid most of the time, and all the bills hit, and they just like I'm left with $2 maybe.
Let's feel
So
like TGIF is like, thank goodness it's Friday.
exactly,
But
exactly.
we need to have that freedom, right?
hmm But it's challenging. I think the norm of how people have lived, and it's challenging the perspective of how we can choose to live as well. And it's now always presenting information, facts, and just ideas that help people see, okay, how can I be able to experience the freedom that Friday is supposed to be able to give, not the opposite that the world and reality teaches us.
Yep. I agree. Man, it's already Friday, like you said. And this week is gone by fast. And then yesterday we both had a lunch and learn in different markets. You had yours in Jonesboro.
I did.
Our team was actually in Austin yesterday and met a lot of great people. We were teaching about, or Calvin, my business partner, was teaching about commercial real estate and cap rate and things like that. Just trying to get people to understand investments, syndications, what not to say, just different commercial lingos. So just providing
hmm
value. And our lunch and learns is really about giving back and just meeting new agents and just kind of seeing agents that want to connect and do referral deals, right?
hmm hmm Well, I'll tell you this. We need to connect to bring Calvin on one Friday because I would like to just hear just a snippet of what he had to say. Don't give all the nuggets, but sure want to hear that. But yeah, but I think it's fun and even better to have those type of event in person because it's much more engaging when people can ask questions, they can get that direct response, but being there in person. And so yeah, how how did you feel that it went just to be able to connect and talk to people? What would you rank that from a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, from the response and the text messages afterwards when we're driving back up from Dallas, people appreciated the time that we took down and came down and talked to them and provided not just lunch, right? It's not just about the lunch; it's actually about what you learn,
Right.
And Calvin's main Calvin at the end of the session was saying the main thing is your net worth. Your network is your net worth, right?
That's good.
So that you think about it, what is your net worth is because of your network. So
That that's man, that's so powerful. Just because I've been doing a little today, part of a coaching program I'm part of, they told us, hey, build out your dreams and start, putting numbers to you. Say, if you want to live in this house, you want to do all these things. And what I realized real quick is that, I need to continue to associate with people who have these dreams or bigger dreams because like after a while you realize like okay, I need to stop talking about it and be around those
yep.
people who've experienced this. And so yeah, it goes back to your network is your network because like just for instance the people that was there and present at our lunch and learn yesterday, we had a speaker come up and he was just teaching us about the importance of inspections, right, for residential homes. And obviously, we focus on some of the smaller investment properties in my market, as far as specifically for me. And it's just always interesting, like what happened after everyone's finished talking. Like people want to engage. And, hey, so can you tell me more about the Airbnb investment that you guys do? How did you get into that? And it's just it's intriguing because that's why I really think people go to places to have that direct engagement. Like it's good to have a topic that you're going to talk about,
Yep.
but people at the end want to network. They want to ask you, Daniel, they want to ask Kevin those specific questions. Hey, can you help me understand when it comes to this specific deal, like what type of return am I supposed to be getting? Or can you help me understand specifically when you're looking at Airbnbs, how you determining your rents, because it's those specific questions that people have many a times, and they kind of left to try to figure out on their own. And I think
Yep.
before you got on here, just the importance of having that network and organization. If you don't have the answer, who can you turn to actually ask? Because if you don't know who to turn to, you can get the answer, but in reality, it may take a little bit longer than it could have taken with you just connecting with people and just knowing who to turn to.
Yep. I agree. I mean, you can go to Google, you can go to Alexa, but they're not going to give you that right answer because every answer is a little bit different. It all depends. All right. Everything, it depends. So, especially in investments and its location, it's the area, the market. There's so many things, and there's no right answer until you look into it. And, you really have to dive into that property so.
Yeah, I would say this. When I first started my journey in just real estate in general, I started off as an investor before I became a real estate agent. And one of the things that really, really helped me out was having the right people to turn to.
Yeah.
And because we all get into these hiccups, we all have hurdles. And my very first property that we purchased, I was like, oh man, I think the AC gonna go out. So I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I remember I had a buddy of mine who was an investor who was already, farther along than me, not far, but far enough where I turned to him and asked him some questions. And I emphasize this point on everybody I talk to. You need to turn to people who have committed themselves to a goal in the area that you want to accomplish, but someone who stayed with it through the hard and the bad times, because they can give you, I think, the direct wisdom and understanding to understand how you need to face that. And then in reality, what that does is save you a lot of time, right? Time is of the essence. And
I see a lot of younger, we're young, right?
Yeah,
I see a lot of younger people in the industry, but also in age wise too, right? They have a lot of time, which they do in a sense, but at the same time, it's like they're not thinking like, hey, they could actually save even more time, right? By listening to people that went through certain things. Not everything you take, you take it with a different perspective, but you always just kind of learn from their mistakes so you don't make those same mistakes, because we all make mistakes no matter what, and we learn from them. But the power of learning from other people and what they did and not make those same mistakes can be powerful. I mean, especially if you're doing investments, right?
Yes.
And
well, let's just look at the fact that we're both the fathers, right? And we have kids, and pretty much, I'm pretty sure both of us in some form or fashion about to go do some kid event after we finish with this, right?
That's right.
And it's because we not only value the time with the kid, but we understand like they're only going to be that age for maybe a minimum of another year, maybe less, right? Because they're all, after their birthday come, they're next day they're a year less,
my youngest turns 4 tomorrow. My middle child's 9, and I have an older daughter that's 16. And my 16-year-old is the tough one because she's the guinea pig. And you made mistakes. She didn't listen to other people, and and now she's in her teenage years. Now it's like I just kind of not say much right now.
Well, you definitely want to see how they can be able to apply the wisdom you've given them up to that point. But what I've noticed is that even just with the moments that we want to experience with our kids, whether it's obviously I'm in a little bit younger stage than you. I got a 2-year-old and 8 months, so I'm like right now just like I enjoy the moments of like I'm being called dad, for the first time in my life, or just wanting to spend time with me or just play. But it's like you want, like, anytime we create goals, at the end of the day, it's really for me, I can only speak for me. Like, yes, the money comes with it, but what I really want to do is create memories and moments with my family. And it takes money, to travel, to do anything. You're right, with your family.
Yes.
But the point of goals and dreams is to be able to get to those experiences and those moments that you cannot replace, right? And I think
those memories take action, right?
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Well, and not only they take action, but it takes you to continue to think wiser. And it goes back to the time, for the point what you just said, save time by learning from others.
Yeah.
It's other people like us who have been fathers that said, man, spend time with your kids. I don't know how many times you heard that, right?
Yeah.
But it's like it's so many different lessons that we can learn to reach our goals, but also make sure we save time. That a way we can enjoy the real valuable things of life.
And it's not easy, right? I mean, when you say,
No.
"Oh, it's, take time with your kids," I thought I did, but apparently it's not enough sometimes. Because every child's different, their needs are different, right? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and in business, you have a goal here, and you got a goal here, and you got a couple of goals. So you're trying to balance, right? So it's always about trying to learn how to balance and juggle things, and that's why by listening to others and seeing what they juggled and what didn't work and what worked, and you try to apply certain things to your life, whether it's in business or personally or in your family. So,
Yeah.
not
That's
easy,
not
not easy,
easy.
man.
It's not easy, but I think what I've learned, and I just continue to value, and that's why I say it's Freedom Friday, because yes, it's not just about money; it's about the wealth of people you put yourself around.
Yep.
And it like for me, as I look up, like we had opportunity not only build this collaboration, but as we continue to grow and we show up and we provide value for others and we put ourselves in position to serve, not only will we continue to get more just from doing this, but we will be able to allow others to we can speak into them, say, listen, we've been here at the beginning of the journey, right? We understand how difficult it'd be, but it's the empathy that we can have with other people on their journey to whatever success they want to have and networking with them. And so that's why I love like doing network events. Like I've always been a big component of speaking and doing things in person. Like I love Zoom. We save time. We're 2 different locations, but at the end of the day, like I don't think anything will ever
I can't hug you, man. I can't hug you.
So nothing will ever replace a live event. Like I don't care who
I
you
agree.
are.
I mean, yesterday was good. When we went to Austin, we had about, 35, 40 people there, and it was good. It was good to see people, get to actually meet a lot of new people. And that's what I love. I like to hear about people's stories, how they got into this business or why they want to grow. So a gentleman, Mark, just texted me. He's an EXP Realty in Austin. Never met him until yesterday, and he met us, and now he's interested. He wants some mentorship. He wants some guidance. So which is good. I think everyone needs a mentor, whether it's in business or personally, someone that they can look up to, right?
Yes,
So.
yes. Oh, dude, I was just listening to I was listening to a podcast and from Adam, I always murder his last name, Adam Herkin something. I'm sorry, but I'll have to share it. But the point that I'm getting at was that he was like, man, you need to have a coach for every season of life, right? Like I have spiritual coaches, that I turn to and I need, to make sure I'm continuing to take care of my soul. I have fitness coaches. I have business, obviously a lot of business coaches. And even some of those people who spiritual also in the marriage area, right? Like those are important. But it's like we think that we can figure things out on our own. And I did this. This is why I speak about this. Like I tried to do it on my own, try to say I don't need help. Like I can figure it out, but like you can only get so far with that. You can only get so far.
That I guess we would call it ego, right? You want to do it all on your own. You can do it. And try to prove. And I don't know. Sometimes that we try to prove people, but you don't need to prove people. You just need to prove yourself, your family, and and do the right thing. But it's hard, right? I mean, we don't know when you're young, right?
Right. Well, here's a prime example that I learned just the other day, because I realized it was me wanting to seek attention. Like we want to get attention from other people. Let's just face it. We're on social media. We post stuff. We comment on things because we want somebody to see that, right? We know the algorithms. If we comment enough, we're going to show up and people are going to see us more. Yada, yada, yada. So I was sitting there and I was commenting on somebody else's post. And, it was just, hey, they was asking questions. I was like, hey, I've already started this. And they didn't acknowledge it, right? And I've been really taking being intentional about journaling everything that I do on a day-to-day basis. And one of the things I realized when I sat down and I started saying, why did that bother me that they didn't respond back? And I defined it as, okay, I wanted some attention, but I wanted attention in the area that I haven't even put myself out there as if that person had did. And so what I was doing was trying to, I think in some form, in fact, steal the glory from someone else and say, hey, I've done that already. It really converted me to think inward and say, okay, guess what you need to do? You need to take time to not only build out your goals and your dream, but be specific about what are the things you're going to start doing intentionally so that you can be able to start doing the thing that's going to help you feel more fulfilled and come alive. And so that, I don't know how I got there to that example, but I think it all aligned to just us being very intentional about what we do and why we do. And then at the end of the day, I've been connected with a lot of great people that help me understand to get to that point of where I'm at. So I'm growing.
That's good. Well, it's Friday and we're going to go with our kids. I'm going to go to their martial arts. You're going to, where are you going?
So we're going to pumpkin patch. So I think my wife just texted me. I don't know, it's raining, so we may not go.
Okay.
Maybe we'll call it a movie night. So I'm always good with that.
Bring the umbrella.
Yeah, man. So no, we enjoy it. Of course, every Friday, me and Daniel is here to continue to pour value into you guys who's thinking or even considering EXP, or if you're just a real estate agent, just want people to get fed into. Of course, if you have any questions, you see this replay, definitely leave questions on the comments. Me and Daniel definitely look back at this every week. And if it's any way we can be able to share or help or just talk about topics that you're interested in, real estate, EXP, why not EXP, whatever, we're here to help in any way.
We're here. So,
yeah.
All right, man.
Bam. Load up.
Load up.
I love it, Daniel.
All right.
I'll see you soon, man.
I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.